Ladies and gentlemen, meet the brand new, or at least refreshed, 2015 Hyundai Azera. It is being introduced right here, right now at the Miami Auto Show, and this is coming up next on the Fast Lane Car. Almost everything you ever wanted to know.
This is our 2015 Hyundai Azera. We're excited to bring this to Miami. This is really the first time this car is being shown at any auto show. We've made some substantial changes and enhancements to this model for 2015, and we're excited to show them here. It continues with the 3.3 liter gasoline direct injection GDI engine.
Let's pop it open. Let's look at it. Always fun to see the engine. See what's at the heart of the beast. All right, I'll let you do it. There you go.
So we're proud of our powertrain technology. Many people don't realize that this is one of those areas where we have really strong core competencies. And it's really, as you refer to it, the heart of any vehicle. Our powertrain, this gasoline direct injection, leads really its key competitors as far as power per output. And what that really means to a customer is that you're getting the most efficient use of power. So it has 3.3 liters, but it's putting out 293 horsepower. So very strong horsepower performance. And while you're doing that, you're able to deliver on really good fuel economy as well. So that, again, you're realizing that efficiency, a balance between power and fuel economy. It's paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. So this is, again, technology. We started introducing this a couple years ago in some of our premium sedans, and you see that filtering down. I consider the Azera to be one of our premium sedans. And you'll see with some of the accents that we'll go over where the premium touches actually lie within the vehicle.
Yeah, it's kind of a full-size American car. It's from Hyundai.
It is.
Yeah.
You'll notice that in the front of the vehicle, even with the grille, that we've applied this real satin finish type grille to it, giving it, again, that sense of luxury, understated. So it's not like bling right in your face, but as the light catches it, it's a nice enhanced feeling. It's a warm feeling to this metal that you have.
You consider like the Avalon a competitor?
So its key competitors would be Avalon, Maxima. You'll find the Impala to be one of the
large family sedans.
Family sedans, and then you also see, even as you really stretch a little bit further, that it really goes head to head even with some near luxury sedans such as the Lexus ES350, and it can hold its own against that vehicle. Yes, you'll feel that in the seats themselves that this is a soft, supple, upscale leather. This isn't something that you get in and you feel like, well, is this leather or is this vinyl? You immediately know that this is leather. We also have a power tilt and telescoping steering column in here. And again, this is one of those items that you typically don't find in this class of vehicle, that as you get into more of the luxury vehicles is where you see this. So while this might be a premium family type sedan, this is something that really goes into the near luxury category and luxury category. We also have integrated seat memory controls that are available, so that if you have two family members that are driving the vehicle, you can basically set your mirror settings, your steering column settings, as well as your seat settings, and pretty much forget them. You can just, when you get into the vehicle, hit your number. Whether you want to argue with your wife to be number 1 or number 2, you have that. But you have that ability to really set it and forget it.
And one of the things I noticed that you don't have to argue with your wife about is individual temperature controls for both sides of the car.
Exactly. So this way you can be comfortable in the driver's seat, or she can be comfortable in the driver's seat, and the passenger really has their ability to set their own temperature and be comfortable. And that's key, really, for, as you're on long trips or even just around town. I know currently we're in Miami, so in many cases that's about being cool, but in many places of the country that's about staying really warm as we're getting into the winter season.
And one of the things that Hyundai always seems to do is they give you a lot more cool features for the price of the competitor. So I noticed that you've got both heated and cooled seats.
Yes, we've added the cooled features to the seat, and again, this really enables our passengers to stay cool, so that you get into a car after being in a parking lot that maybe not a covered garage, you have that ability to cool the seat down really quickly.
And talk to me about Hyundai's Blu Link system. How does that work? That's one of the kind of the premium features that you're offering on this vehicle.
Absolutely. Within Hyundai, we have Blu Link. Our Blu Link system uses an embedded modem that's basically an embedded phone chip that's in the car itself, that in the event of an emergency, the car itself will call out for emergency assistance, so that if you have a cell phone and it's flown out the window, you don't have to worry about it. Help can still be on the way to you. We've taken that one step further. The other part of having the embedded technology, or this more advanced type system, is that you have the ability to do remote control access. So from a smartphone, we have our Blu Link app. You can do remote start for your vehicle, or if you're at home and you need to send an address to your car, right from the mobile app, you can send an address or a point of interest to the vehicle. And when you get into the vehicle, it's ready for you to start using as you start to drive. When you're in the vehicle, we have 3 buttons that are on the rearview mirror that really give you the direct access to the Blu Link system. In the 2015 Azera, this is our latest and our next generation Blu Link system. And along with that, it has Google destination search. So with the press of the center Blu Link button, the 3 buttons that are dedicated to Blu Link, you can ask for a point of interest, and it actually goes out and does a Google search of that point of interest, downloads it to this head unit in the car, and then you're able to ask, or it'll ask you, do you want to navigate to it? Because in some cases you might want to call ahead first to find out, hey, do they have a reservation?
That seems like a really nice feature, because you know, when you use Google Maps, you just input the name of the place you're going to, right? When you have traditional navigation systems, you got to put the city, the state, the street number, the street name, right? It's kind of a pain in the ass.
This is really about, again, convenience and time savings.
Yeah.
And our customers can do this while they're driving, because again, it's only one button push that you're doing. So again, as we firmly believe that your hands should be on the steering wheel and focused forward, this really enables you to continue your journey while safely downloading this information to your vehicle.
What makes this a better vehicle than the Avalon or than the Impala? What's your kind of advantage over the other vehicles?
I would say when you think about the power that we're putting out, that you're getting
front-wheel drive.
Front-wheel drive, and you're getting really 293 horsepower, so you have advantages there. You'll notice that while my seat is pretty far back, our seats can accommodate tall drivers, and we do have front headroom and legroom advantages over our competitors.
And look at this, huge! Look at that! That is crazy! That's about as big as I've seen recently.
Yes, and you won't find panoramic sunroofs in many of our competitors because they just don't offer them. But again, what that does to really open up and really provide natural lighting into the vehicle, instead of having, you know, artificial light, you now have the light of the sunshine, or even if it's a cloudy day, you can still enjoy that light.
And talk to me about the different trim levels. What will you be offering this car in?
We have basically 2 different trim levels for the vehicle, and even on our base trim level, we have 18-inch wheels that are available. So when we step out of the vehicle, you'll notice that this is our limited. So this one actually has 19-inch wheels on it. So the base Azera has 18. So even a base Azera comes very well equipped. You're getting, you know, leather inside of that vehicle. You're getting 18-inch wheels. You're getting that really strong power plant behind the vehicle, and you're getting a lot of the features that you just don't expect and you don't get in our competitors.
You know, I love this little button right there. That's one of my favorite buttons, a little sunshade. That always feels like you're in some kind of a Mercedes or Rolls Royce, right? When you can put that little sunshade up and get privacy and shade.
And then the nice thing about the sunshade is that when you do put the car in reverse, it automatically goes down for you.
So you can see behind you.
Yes, you can.
Don't want to run over the kiddos.
Well, and speaking of, we also have introduced in the 2015 Azera the rear cross traffic. So as you're backing up, maybe in a parking garage or out of a parking lot, if kids can be quick in a parking lot, running ahead of parents or pets.
Yeah.
And as they're, if someone happens to enter, or some object even enters your path, you'll get an alert in the vehicle so that they're immediately, press the brake on, because sometimes this can happen so quickly that you don't know.
Yeah, I see you've got the other technology in here. You have blind spot monitoring. Does it come equipped with radar-based cruise control as well?
We do have cruise control. It is a smart cruise control system. We also have in here lane keeping assist.
So again, so it keeps you in the lane, or it vibrates the wheel and lets you know when you're about to cross into oncoming traffic, which is a bad thing, of course. And
one of my favorite features is actually the blind spot warning and monitoring system, which it's a little difficult somewhat to see.
I see it over there. Yeah, it's in the good old red dot, right, or yellow dot.
Yes,
right there. Yeah.
And I like the positioning of that because as you're driving, that's where you're looking and really monitoring. Hey, can I get over, or do I need to stay where I'm at? And for me, that's a really convenient spot because it's where you're actually looking when you're driving. So again, we're not asking drivers to do something out of the ordinary.
Now, your sister company is Kia, obviously. Is there a sister version of this car?
There isn't currently.
No, you're the one who sells it one day.
Yeah, basically at Kia they have completely different models, so we're separate competing brands.
Yeah.
So their models are completely different.
Right, but you're owned by the same company.
Our parent company is the same organization.
Yeah.
We also do have in this car HD radio, and that really enables our buyers also to take advantage of additional channels that are out there and additional content. So again, we continue to expand the multimedia offerings in technology because we understand that, cars are no longer just cars for many people, but it's the technology that really leads and excites people.
All right, let me ask you a couple other questions. How about mobile hotspot? Is this a mobile hotspot that you got the built-in chip in the car?
At the current time, it does not have mobile hotspot capability, but of course we always are looking to the future and exploring other options that we have. And having the embedded type of technology that we have within our Bluelink system, we have many options available to us.
Okay.
So we've actually, in the front, we talked a little bit about the grille. So we've added the chrome, the satin finish to the grille. We have the 19-inch wheels on the Limited. The 18-inch wheel that's on the base Azera, that's an all-new wheel for that vehicle. Also, I don't know if you took note that when you got into the car, that you had the illuminated sill plate.
I saw that, yeah.
Again, these are features that you typically don't find in this class of vehicle. Typically, you have to step up into a luxury vehicle. And, like I said, I consider this a luxury vehicle.
How's trunk space?
Trunk space is great in here. You get a lot of
it's huge.
space. And you also notice, again, as we look at, wow, this is more luxurious than what you see out there typically, is that this is all fully wrapped in there. So again, that nice premium feel that you don't feel like, oh, is my suitcase going to be up against some sharp metal piece?
Did I see a ski pass-through?
No, these are actually a full 60-40 split fold seat. So again, we know that there are people who are looking, should I buy a CUV? Should I buy a sedan? They really want a sedan, but they're looking for that extra functionality. We've given them that extra functionality. So now if you're going to Home Depot or even just going to Target, you have the ability to take home some larger objects.
When will it be available?
This will be available in December.
Okay.
So just next month, this will be available for customers to go in and purchase.
Have you announced pricing yet?
We have not announced pricing on this model.
Okay. And here's a softball question. What's your favorite feature?
My favorite feature, obviously, is the Blu Link technology and the downloadable apps, because this really enables us to keep the model fresh for a customer over the entire life cycle. So with this model and having downloadable app capabilities, we can continue to add new content to the vehicle for the customer and enhance that ownership experience for them. And I'm not sure if I had mentioned our in-vehicle car care app. As part of that downloadable app category, we have a in-vehicle car care app, and it really enables the customer to have access to their owner's manual, quick reference guides, right from their head unit. So they don't have to go into the glove box to look for that information.
Is it searchable?
It's searchable.
That's nice.
And we know that, it's much nicer to have something in a multimedia format. And we've taken that, one step further where, even as you look at indicator guides and the light goes off on the dashboard, chances are people aren't necessarily ready to open the glove box and search through where do I find that. We've laid it out nice and structural so that it's easy for a customer to find.
The Azera, of course, competes with cars like the Impala, like the Toyota Avalon, and perhaps even some of the luxury cars like the Lexus ES. And this is a tough segment in America. Once upon a time, these cars were the bread and butter of auto manufacturers, but today, well, today people like SUVs and crossovers more, but it's great to see that if you are in the market for a full-size family sedan, you've got a lot of choices. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out TFL4K for more news, views, and almost everything you ever want to know about cars like the Azera. Ciao.
You saw it first on the Fast Lane Car.